The mirror in my bathroom showed my reflection brushing its teeth. But I was standing in the hallway. That was 3 weeks ago, and I need to tell someone what happened before. I lose my mind completely. It started the way all nightmares start. Normal, mundane, forgettable. I'd just moved into a studio apartment in downtown Seattle. 5th floor. The building was old, built in 1924. The landlord called it vintage. I called it affordable. The bathroom mirror came with the place. Large, ornate, heavy wooden frame carved with strange symbols I assumed were Art Deco. The landlord mentioned it specifically, said the previous tenant insisted it stay, something about it being original to the building. I didn't care. A mirror is a mirror. The first incident happened on a Tuesday night. I was exhausted from my shift at the hospital. I work as an ER nurse. 12-hour days. I came home around midnight, kicked off my shoes, walked toward the bathroom. That's when I saw it. My reflection was already in the bathroom, washing its face. I stopped in the hallway, stared. My brain struggled to process what I was seeing, because I was standing still. But my reflection was moving. Water running. Hands scrubbing. The movements were fluid. Natural. Exactly how I would wash my face. I took a step forward. My reflection didn't mirror it. It just kept washing. I felt my stomach drop. This wasn't possible. Mirrors don't work like this. I blinked hard, rubbed my eyes. Sleep deprivation. That had to be it. I'd worked 4 12-hour shifts in a row. My mind was playing tricks. When I looked again, my reflection was normal, mimicking my movements perfectly. I laughed. A nervous sound. Went into the bathroom, splashed cold water on my face, went to bed. But I couldn't sleep. The next morning, I examined the mirror closely, checked for hidden screens, cameras, some kind of trick. Nothing. Just old glass and wood. I even called my landlord, asked about the previous tenant. He got quiet. Then said the tenant had moved suddenly, left most of their belongings, insisted only that the mirror stay. Why? I asked. He didn't know, or wouldn't say. I should have pushed, should have demanded answers. Instead, I went to work, tried to forget, told myself it was nothing. The second incident happened 4 days later. I was getting ready for a night shift, running late. I was in the main room pulling on my scrubs when I glanced toward the bathroom. The mirror was visible from where I stood, and my reflection was already in there, brushing its teeth. I froze. My toothbrush was in my hand. I hadn't moved toward the bathroom yet, but my reflection was already there, already brushing, using the exact motions I would use. I walked slowly to the doorway. My reflection didn't acknowledge me. It just kept brushing. Methodical. Routine. Then it rinsed. Spit. Wiped its mouth. And looked directly at me. Not at its own reflection. At me. Standing in the hallway. Its eyes focused. Locked on. And it smiled. Not my smile. Something else. Something wrong. The corners of its mouth stretched too far, too wide. Inhuman. Then it blinked. And suddenly it was mimicking me again. Normal. I was standing in front of the mirror. I don't remember walking there. But there I was, my reflection perfectly matching my panicked expression. I called in sick to work. First time in 3 years. I sat in my apartment staring at the bathroom doorway. The mirror was just visible from my couch. I watched it for hours. My reflection appeared normal. Whenever I moved, it moved. Whenever I looked away and looked back, it was correct. But I knew what I'd seen. I started researching. Mirror myths, legends, superstitions. I found hundreds. Mirrors as portals. Mirrors trapping souls. Mirrors showing the future, the past, other dimensions. One legend caught my attention. An old European folktale. It claimed mirrors don't reflect. They reveal. They show your double, your doppelganger, the version of you that exists in the mirror world. Usually the double mimics you perfectly, maintaining the illusion. But sometimes, rarely, the double becomes aware, becomes curious, begins to watch back. I laughed when I read it. Superstitious nonsense. But I also covered the mirror with a bedsheet that night. I lasted 2 days. The covered mirror bothered me more than the incidents. I kept thinking about it, obsessing. What was behind that sheet? Was my reflection still there? Still moving? Still watching? I tore the sheet down. The mirror looked normal, empty, just showing my own anxious face staring back. I went to work, tried to focus, came home exhausted. The mirror behaved. Days passed. Nothing strange happened. I started to relax, started to think maybe I'd imagined everything. Stress, exhaustion, paranoia. Then came the night that changed everything. I woke up at 3 a.m. Thirsty, I shuffled toward the kitchen, passed the bathroom, glanced at the mirror out of habit. My reflection was awake, staring out at me, wide-eyed, alert. I was frozen mid-step, but my reflection was facing forward, looking directly at where I stood. We stared at each other, me in the hallway, it in the mirror. 2 separate entities, no longer pretending. Then it moved its hand. Slowly, deliberately. It pressed its palm against the glass from inside. And I felt something. A pull, like magnetism. Like something was tugging at my chest, pulling me toward the mirror. I stumbled backward, broke eye contact, ran to my bed, pulled the covers over my head like a child. My heart hammered. I could feel it. That invitation. It wanted me to come closer. The next morning I found a handprint on the mirror, on my side, the outside, my palm print. I hadn't touched the mirror, but there it was, smudged and clear. I called my sister, told her everything. She thought I was having a breakdown, suggested therapy, medication, a vacation. She didn't believe me. Why would she? I wouldn't believe me either. But I knew the truth. Something was in that mirror. Something that wore my face. And it was getting stronger. The incidents escalated. I'd see my reflection moving in my peripheral vision, always stopping when I looked directly. I'd hear sounds from the bathroom, running water, footsteps, my own voice humming songs I hadn't sung. I stopped using the bathroom mirror, used my phone camera instead, brushed my teeth looking down, avoided eye contact with any reflective surface in that apartment. But it didn't matter. The mirror didn't need me to look anymore. I started finding things moved. My toothbrush wet when I hadn't used it. The shower damp. Towels on the floor. Like someone was living in my apartment, using my things, living my routine. Then I found the journal. It was on my bathroom counter. My journal. My handwriting. But I hadn't written in it for weeks. I opened it. The entries were recent, daily, detailed accounts of my life, my shifts at the hospital, my conversations, my thoughts, but written from a strange perspective, like someone was observing me, studying me, learning me. The final entry was dated that morning. It read, "Almost ready. She's tired. She's weak. She's perfect. Tomorrow I walk through." I dropped the journal, my hands shaking. walk through. It wanted to swap places, it wanted to come out, and it wanted me to go in. I grabbed my phone, called my landlord, demanded to know about the previous tenant. What happened? Why they left the mirror. He finally told me. The previous tenant was found wandering downtown, confused, disoriented. She kept insisting she wasn't who everyone said she was. She claimed she was trapped, that something had taken her place. They put her in psychiatric care. She's still there, still insisting she's not herself. I felt sick. How long had her double been out? Living her life? Was anyone looking for her? Did anyone believe her? I had to destroy the mirror. That was the only solution. I grabbed a hammer from my toolbox, marched to the bathroom, raised it high. My reflection raised its hand. Stop. It mouthed the word. Don't. I swung anyway. The hammer connected with the glass, but nothing happened. No crack. No shatter. The mirror absorbed the impact. The glass rippled like water. My reflection smiled. I swung again. 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 My arms ached. Sweat poured down my face. The mirror wouldn't break, wouldn't crack, wouldn't even scratch. I collapsed on the bathroom floor, sobbing, defeated. I looked up at the mirror, my reflection crouched down, matching my position. But its face was different, triumphant, patient. It could wait. It had time, and I was running out of options. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat in my main room, watching the bathroom doorway. The mirror glowed faintly in the darkness, an unnatural blue light, like moonlight. But there was no moon visible from my apartment. At exactly 3 a.m., my phone alarm went off, but I hadn't set an alarm. The screen showed a reminder, time to switch. I turned toward the bathroom. My reflection was standing in the mirror, waiting. It beckoned me forward, one finger curling. Come closer. And I felt that pull again. Stronger this time. Irresistible. My legs moved on their own. Standing. Walking. I couldn't stop. My body wasn't mine anymore. It was being pulled, dragged toward the mirror. I grabbed the doorframe, fingers digging into wood. Fighting. My reflection's smile widened. It reached forward, its hand pushing against the glass from inside. The surface rippled, bulged outward, like a membrane about to break. I screamed, pulled backward with everything I had. My fingers slipped. I fell hard on my back. The pull released. I scrambled away. Out of the bathroom. Slammed the door shut. I shoved my couch against the bathroom door, piled everything I owned against it. Books, chairs, my mattress, creating a barricade. I couldn't go in there, couldn't let it pull me through. But I also couldn't leave. Where would I go? Would my reflection follow? Could it use other mirrors? Other reflective surfaces? Windows? Phones? Water? I was trapped. And it knew. Days passed. I used bottles to pee, ordered food delivery, didn't shower, didn't change clothes. I avoided every reflective surface, covered my windows, turned off my phone, lived in darkness. But I could hear it, on the other side of that door, moving around, humming, living, waiting. Then 3 days ago, the noises stopped. The apartment went silent. No running water. No footsteps. Nothing. I didn't trust it. Didn't move the barricade. But yesterday my landlord knocked. Said neighbors complained about smell, about noise, about seeing someone who looked like me wandering the halls at night. I didn't answer, didn't open the door, but I heard him unlock it, heard him gasp, heard him call the police. They took me away, said I'd had a psychotic break. The apartment was destroyed, the bathroom barricaded, but when they moved everything aside, the bathroom was empty. Clean. The mirror perfectly normal. I tried to explain, told them everything. They smiled, nodded, brought me here, to this psychiatric facility, the same one where the previous tenant was kept. They gave me a room, medication, therapy sessions. Everyone is very kind, very patient. They say I'll feel better soon, that the delusions will fade. But here's what they don't know, what I only realized this morning. My room has a mirror, a small one above the sink, and when I woke up, I was already at the sink, washing my face. I watched myself do it from the bed. The pull finally worked. It finally swapped us. I'm on the inside now, trapped in the mirror world, and it's out there, living my life, convincing everyone it's me. No one believes the real me. They never do. They just see crazy, see delusion, see someone who needs help. And the worst part? I just saw another patient, the previous tenant. She looked at me from across the common room. Our eyes met, and I saw recognition, understanding, horror. She knows. She knows I'm like her now, trapped, replaced, forgotten. She walked over, sat down beside me, leaned close, whispered 4 words that made my blood freeze. How many are we? I looked around the common room, at the other patients, really looked, at their eyes, their expressions, their desperate attempts to convince staff they're not who they think they are. And I realized, we're not alone. There are dozens here, maybe hundreds across different facilities, all claiming they're not themselves, all insisting they've been replaced, all dismissed as delusional, all telling the exact same story about mirrors. The facility won't remove the mirrors. They say it's therapeutic, that we need to confront our reflections, accept ourselves. But I know the truth. The mirrors are here for a reason. They're not done yet. There are more people to replace, more lives to steal, more of us to trap. And the worst part? The absolute worst part, that I only understood this morning when I saw my reflection staring back at me with that familiar too wide smile. We're not trapped in the mirrors. The mirrors don't hold us. They're doorways, pathways, connections between worlds. And we didn't get pulled in. We got pushed out, exiled, sent to this side while they crossed to the other. This is the mirror world, this psychiatric facility, this reality. We've been on the inside all along. We're the reflections, the copies, the doubles, and they're the real ones, the originals, living the lives they were always meant to live. We were just keeping their places warm. So if you're reading this, if somehow this gets out, do me a favor. Check your mirror. Really look. Watch for the little things. The blink that comes too slow. The smile that lints too long. The moment when you're not moving, but your reflection shifts weight. Because they're patient. They're watching. They're learning. And when you're tired enough, weak enough, vulnerable enough, they'll pull you through. And you'll end up here, trying to convince people you're you, while your double lives your life, sleeps in your bed, talks to your family, goes to your job, being you better than you ever could. The nurse just walked in. Medication time. She's smiling, gentle, kind. But I saw her earlier, in the reflective window of the medication room. She wasn't moving right, wasn't matching. They're here too. The staff, some of them, maybe all of them. This isn't a treatment facility, it's a holding area, a place to keep us contained while they finish replacing everyone. One mirror at a time, one person at a time, one reflection at a time, until there's no one left to notice the difference. The previous tenant is looking at me again. She's crying. She knows. She's been here for 8 months. 8 months of trying to convince people. 8 months of medication and therapy and gentle voices telling her she's sick. She's mouthing something. I can read her lips. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. She's right. It is too late. For me. For her. For all of us here. We missed our chance. We looked too long. Trusted too much. Believed mirrors were just glass and light and reflection. But mirrors are doorways, and something on the other side has been waiting, learning, preparing. And now they're crossing over. Now they're taking our places. Now they're becoming us. So go ahead, look in your mirror, check your reflection, see if it matches perfectly. See if that smile is quite right. See if those eyes look exactly like yours. Because if there's even the slightest difference, even the smallest wrong detail, even a moment of doubt, it's already too late. You're already looking at the one who'll replace you, the one who's been studying you, memorizing you, becoming you. And soon, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a week when you're exhausted and vulnerable and standing in front of that mirror at 3 a.m., you'll feel that pull, that invitation, that irresistible magnetism, and you'll take one step forward, just one, just to look closer, and that's all they need. One step, one moment, one chance to swap places, to push you through, to step out of the glass and into your life, while you're left here, on the inside, trying to convince everyone you're you, while they smile and nod and offer medication and therapy. And you'll understand what I understand now. Mirrors don't reflect reality. They reveal it. This is the mirror world. This has always been the mirror world. And we're all just reflections who forgot we're copies. The nurse is handing me the pills. I'm going to take them. Not because I believe they'll help, but because refusing means restraints, means isolation, means being alone with nothing but a mirror for company. And I can't risk that, can't risk getting pulled even deeper. Because I saw something this morning, something that explained everything. The mirror in my room. When I looked closely, really closely, I could see through it, see layers, see depth, see rooms behind rooms behind rooms, infinite reflections, infinite copies, infinite versions of reality stacked on top of each other. And in every single one, people in rooms, in hospitals, in cells, in facilities, all looking at mirrors, all trapped, all replaced. How deep does it go? How many layers? How many copies? How many mirror worlds are there? And which one is real? Which one is the original? Does it even matter anymore? Can anyone tell the difference? The previous tenant is standing now, walking toward her room. I can see her through the doorway. She's approaching her mirror. Slowly, deliberately. She's made a decision. She's reaching out, touching the glass, pressing her palm against it. I see her lips moving. She's whispering something. The mirror ripples. Her hand sinks in, up to the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder. She's going deeper, trying to find the next layer, the next world. Maybe she thinks she can go back, find the original, reclaim herself. Or maybe she knows the truth, that there is no original. There never was. It's mirrors all the way down. She's gone now, pulled fully through. Her room is empty. The mirror shows nothing. The nurses haven't noticed yet, but they will. And they'll note it, and they'll smile, and they'll say she finally accepted herself, finally moved on, finally got better. And maybe she did. Maybe going deeper is the only way out. Maybe the answer isn't fighting. Maybe it's surrendering, falling through layer after layer until you find whatever waits at the bottom. Or maybe there is no bottom. Maybe it's infinite. Maybe we fall forever. I don't know anymore. I don't know what's real. Don't know who I am. Don't know which side of the mirror I'm on. All I know is I'm tired. So tired. And my reflection is staring at me right now from the mirror above my sink. And it's smiling and beckoning and inviting me to come closer. Just one step. Just to look. Just to see. And I think I'm going to take